we get started with today's video, I just want to put up a trigger warning. Today we are going to be talking about Josh Duggar, and we are going to be doing a tarot card reading of him. Even though this is for entertainment purposes only, we are going to be talking about the facts of the case. I'm not going into detail of what he did, but I will be going over the facts of the case, such as, what the sentencing is, etc. Take heed this morning, because I know talking about CSA, SA, and many other things to do with Josh Duggar is very triggering. So please, please, please mind your triggers, and I will see you guys here in a moment. Thanks. Hi Crystal Balls, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please think about sticking around, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And you guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please, please do so. I am really trying to get to 1,000. I'm halfway there. Please, please, please take a moment. Go ahead, take a moment right now. We'll look at the subscribe. Go to the subscribe button. Click subscribe. It'll say subscribed once you've done that. Have you done that? Thank you. You guys are amazing. See, that was a free, quick way to support your gal out. And thank you to my Patreons who are supporting me right now. So we are going to be doing a very controversial video. Again, we are talking about Josh Duggar. So explaining what I'm going to do in this video, the first thing I'm going to do is give you the information, the facts behind the case. And these are facts that you can find anywhere, and then we'll go into the tarot card reading, which is, like I said, for more entertainment purposes only, like I said in the beginning. So if you want to skip to that, I will put that here or in the description box, one or the other, or both, I don't know yet. But I want you guys to please take my trigger warning into consideration, because we are going to be talking about the charges of CSA and SA and the things that Josh Duggar has done. Again, not going into details. All right, so let's get started. So what's happening right now? Josh Duggar may be able to get another trial because it's his right. He is able to, as an American citizen, get another trial, a retrial, if he believes that the first one was not fair. This does not go on for infinity. You get one more chance. So that is something that they are working on. And as of right now, this is November 5th, 2022. It looks like it's going to happen. So why is Josh Duggar in jail? Well, currently he is serving a 12-year sentence. He was found guilty in May 2020 after his arrest in April of 2029 for CSM, and CSA of minor children, information and things being on his laptop. Of course, this is one of the biggest takedowns that has ever happened, and one of the most meticulously done by FBI agents and people who work with this type of situation. The jurors and the judge himself said this is some of the worst CSA information and items and things that he has ever seen in his entire life, and you can look that up as well. That is something the judge has said. Currently, he is serving a 12-year sentence in, it looks like Seagoville, 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 Seagoville. It's a low-security federal prison in Dallas County. The time spent that he had during the trial, so let me explain that for people who are not American born, or people just don't know. He spent time in jail, obviously, when he got arrested, all through the trial and things like that. So any time served that he served during this particular time will not count towards his 12-year sentence. That can happen in some cases, but because of the severity of this case, it did not. So that means from May 2022, whatever day it was that he was found guilty and sentenced, that's when day one started for his 12 years. He is not eligible for parole, which means he cannot get out early. The problem is, according to Seagoville Federal Prison, their federal prison people serve about 85% of their entire sentence, which means that Josh could be leaving at 10 years. And he still has minor children. He has a baby that was born when he wasn't around, and that really, really bothers me because obviously he admitted that he CA'd his sisters, as their CSA, his sisters, and a babysitter, and other people are coming out. So more and more people are coming out, and you are hearing more and more of the situations, not only about Josh's very vile and disgusting behavior, but the things that he inflicted on other people. So we will have a new trial most likely coming up, and this is what I'm concerned about because this was a very meticulous case that was done with a fine-tooth comb, and I have not seen anything done like this before, and I've never seen a CSMA case be, or a CSA, sorry, case be so widespread. And it's important because, I'm a child advocate. I'm going to be working with human trafficking. I'm trained in a lot of this area. So this is something that I do have some expertise about, and seeing somebody like Josh Duggar, go down for this is great because we need more information out there about what exactly happens and what these sick people do. By no means am I ever going to defend Josh Duggar, but I'm not going to be nice about him either because of what he did to children. So, yes, I have a bias, and you may see that in the reading, you may not, but I'm a human being. I'm going to have a bias against a man who literally destroyed children. So, sue me. If you don't like that, click off. I've had people get mad at me before because they said I have a bias against this family because of what happened. I do. And when I'm talking about the family, I'm talking about Josh Duggar and Michelle Duggar and Jim Bob Duggar and anybody who defends that man. The victims themselves, unfortunately, I defend them. I defend the victims. Even if they said one thing or another that has to do with Josh, it doesn't matter. I defend those victims. Those women are victims. And there are plenty of family members who were victims. So it also came out recently of Anna Duggar, cousin Anna Duggar, said that she asked Josh why he didn't do anything to her. And he said the reason why was because she would kick his ass. And that's out there for you all to look. So besides the information that I gave you, this is all, facts. We're going to go into now to see if there will be a second trial for sure, and kind of go from there because I don't want to see this man out. And I think it's going to be dangerous for him to be out on the street. But all right, so the first card I get is the Magician, Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. So it is going to happen, unfortunately. So yes, there will be a new trial. And when I say unfortunately, that's unfortunately for anybody that has to go through this again. This is ridiculous. But the thing is, even though this is like magic, there's going to be something new. There's going to be a new trial. There are people who have been working since day one, and I'm talking way back when all of this situation happened, preparing if there is a second trial. And it looks like there is going to be a second trial, but I believe we are going to have more information this time. I believe more people are going to come out. Now, I don't know exactly if that is going to do anything to the sentencing as far as is going to be tried and actually get more time. I don't know, but I can tell you the other side, the side who's brought the charges, so basically the United States against Josh Duggar, is going to be meticulous about everything. They have dotted their I's and their T's, and crossed their T's and their lowercase J's and all of that stuff. This is going to be a big change, is going to hurl things out that are very unexpected. I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna trigger warn this. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some inappropriate things happening between Josh and his mother. And I'm not saying the mother, Michelle, did anything as far as her starting it or anything like that. I think Josh probably inappropriately groped her and did other things to her, but tried to pass it off as other things. It wouldn't surprise me, but oh God, that's gross. Okay, so it looks like it's going to go into his favor. That's what it's going to look like for the longest time. It's going to look like he didn't get a fair first trial. It's going to look like, I mean, honestly, did he? Yeah, I believe he did. I believe that he got the fairest trial he possibly could get for being a celebrity, a low-grade celebrity, a reality star celebrity. I do believe that he's going to be able to spin it that he got a unfair trial, and really, how can you not, by being in the public eye? But as far as the evidence and things like that, the FBI kept that to themselves. They really, really, really went after him on the trial and showed exactly what they had. And they had, without a doubt, which is why he's only, he should have served more than 20 years, but I guess a mother's letter moved the judge. But you see this little lizard right here? There's always going to be something going on. There's always going to be something in the background that is not quite right. So when you see this new trial, it's going to seem like it's going in Josh's favor. But remember, there's always something else just looming there, and I feel like it's going to drop. The other thing is, I also think there's a possibility of a civil trial. You can't try a person in the United States who's been found guilty twice, unless it's something like this where the person was requested a second trial. They're not, it's different, but if the state can't bring up equal charges against you again for the same exact thing. The state, the country, whatever the FBI, whatever the situation is, they can't bring it across you twice. But what they can do, and what other people can do, is civilly sue him. I think that civil lawsuits are coming. So a civil lawsuit is different. This is all monetarily based, and it says, this person is responsible for harm or for this loss of life or whatever the situation may be. The biggest example of this being O.J. Simpson. So if that helps you guys, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty in a court of law, which means they can't bring more charges against him. That's done. But they can bring something against him civilly, which is the families of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson both did, and he was found civilly responsible for their deaths, which means that he had to pay an exorbitant amount of money towards them. As far as I know, they've never paid a dime. I digress. I think civil lawsuits are going to happen. So let's see here. I think there's going to be several civil lawsuits. I do think the sisters are going to go in with one, but I also think there's going to be somebody else. I keep hearing somebody from kindergarten teacher, kindergartner, something like that, which would not surprise me in this case, but there's something to do with the kindergartner. And I'm not talking about somebody that we already know about. This is something new. I feel like he's going to try to destroy everybody. Like, he's going to try to destroy the reputation of his family and things like that. Whatever Josh Duggar has to do right now, whatever mud he has to throw, that if that means he has to go against his family, if that means he has to tarnish their names and I mean, really tarnish them, like really go against what mom and dad have done, he can bring them down real fast. And I have a feeling that he's going to come back here slinging mud because he doesn't want to spend any more time in jail. I believe that he's going to be like, really, really, really going after everybody and everybody's character, and that includes his parents. His parents might be something that he feels like will not get him anywhere if they're supporting him. He has to show where he got his deviance from. And if you guys want to see a video about Jim Bob, I would love to do one. Just let me know. But he wants to show where he got his deviance from and why he was allowed to get away with the situations that he did. As a child, when he hurt his sisters, he was able to basically get a slap on the wrist and keep going. A high priestess comes up. This is a healing figure. I just feel like this is Michelle, unfortunately. Michelle really does love her child. She really loves her children in a very divorced sort of way. She keeps to herself. She keeps herself to herself. And she is very much a woman who didn't know things like birth dates and important milestones in her children's lives, that she really just wasn't around because she was so busy bearing children that she didn't raise children, if that makes sense. So because of this situation, Josh, I think, was their oldest, if not their second oldest. I think Josh really, really, really resented that because I think he had some time with his mom before those slew of 17, 18 other children came, and he was excited because this is the time that I got with my mother. I do think there was inappropriate feelings from Josh to his mother that had to do with this resentment, and a lot of this is why he is the way that he is. But at the same time, he's also a very demented, very demonic human being, and that's something he did himself. Michelle didn't make him do anything. Jim Bob didn't make him do anything. This is stuff that he did on his own fruition. I'm not giving him any excuses, but I do feel like he has had an inappropriate feeling, crush, something on his mother that was very dire. And yeah, I don't like them. So I'm sorry, he did really feel left out in the cold. So none of these children got the attention that they needed, or they deserved, because other children were raising them. Actually, other female children were raising them. So, Josh didn't really have anybody, and he felt very, very alone. He felt out in the cold. And I'm telling you, he resented every single one of his brothers and sisters. I don't even think he likes them. I know he doesn't love them, clearly, because you wouldn't love somebody that you treated like that. And if you say that's love, then wow, your definition of love, you need a hug. You need a hug because, wow. But he resents all of his brothers and sisters, all of them. He resents his parents too, but he really resents his siblings. He's expecting to be saved. He's so arrogant that he believes that everything that has been proven against him can be swept under the rug, or an argument can be made to dismiss, or there's one particular thing that we can do that we can undo everything that the FBI basically that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to undermine the FBI and prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that what they did was wrong and they didn't collect something correctly. They didn't. Somebody else was there, it was actually somebody else, whatever the case may be. But Josh is so arrogant because it's not realistic. And he believes, oddly enough, with very little work, this is going to be able to be turned over in his favor. If that happens, then he has the right and the ability to go back into society, which is the last place we need him. And he has the right and the ability to, get all these interviews and walk the streets like everybody else and also sue people. So, Lord forbid that happens, because a man like Josh Duggar should not be on the streets. Um, the tower. I feel like this is going to be the destruction not only of Josh Duggar, but the Duggar brand. And you're going to find out truly, truly who these people are. And I'm not talking about the victims. I'm talking about people like the parents and the other siblings who are supporting Josh Duggar and his wife Anna and Anna's family. I don't feel sorry for them because she's an adult. Oh, actually, she's an adult that's brainwashed. So I do feel a little sorry for her. But of course, she doesn't pick her children. She picks Josh because she makes sure that she's always by his side, even in prison. But this is going to be the destruction of Josh Duggar, this trial, and the Duggar brand. I really hope that isn't the destruction of the case. No, it's money. It's the Duggars. It's the Duggars because they have so much fucking money. They have so much money, and they allow their children to live in basically poverty states. But yeah, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and close up this video for now, because it's getting a lot for me, and it's like a 21-minute video. So after I'm editing, it'll still be about 20 minutes or so. All right, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and please let me know if you would like to see videos on the Simpson case, and if you would like to see videos on Jim Bob Duggar. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are in this world. Before I go, I do highly suggest that you go and support some places that are very huge against assault on children. Thorn.org. THORN.org is one of the places that I support and I work with occasionally, and I really do suggest that you go there and take a look at thorn.org. All right, everybody, have a great night. Bye.